When you live in the country in a small town, you know a few things that city types don't. Things like which back roads flood, the best fishing spots, the owner of the hardware store, and the country's best AAA quarterback. You also know the way things ought to be done. Dish was built to serve small town America, and because of that, they share your small town approach. Talk straight, deal fair, and most of all, listen. Dish knows that when you're out past the last cable line, you make even stronger connections. And so they strive to present real choices and provide real service, the kind you don't just expect but deserve. In small towns, you take care of each other, so let Dish take care of you with the latest technology, professional installation, better programming, and first-rate service from the retailer that lives in and supports your community. Dish listens. That's how they stay tuned in to you. Jacqueline Ayers of Planned Parenthood is going to join us momentarily. Julie had been on hold. We have been hearing personal stories of those who have been victims of sexual assault. Julie has her own story as well. Julie, God bless you. Good morning. Get woke and vote. Withdraw Kavanaugh. Get ready for impeachment. How are you this morning, Julie?
Good, Mark. How are you?
I'm okay. What's going on?
Well, I just wanted to share something. I've never said this out loud to anybody else, but I just was compelled with your stories today to do so. I was driving in the car recently, and when it first broke that Dr. Ford was coming out with, what she had to say, and people were pushing back. How dare she? This was so long ago. That's absolutely ridiculous. If it happened that long ago, it's not a big deal. And I heard that and just started crying in my car. And at first didn't even really realize why. Well, come to find out, I was crying because it reminded me of something that happened to me 40 years ago. And that just shows that it never leaves you, that you may have taken something and buried it so far down in places you didn't even know you had. But if you hear something can trigger those memories and come flooding back to you like it was yesterday. So I am just so sickened by how people are treating her. She's had to leave her home. Her family's in jeopardy. She's in jeopardy for, something that happened to her. I 100% guarantee it absolutely did. She would not be coming forward to make something like this up. And it just angers me when people think, certain people just want their 15 minutes of fame. Nobody wants this kind of attention. Absolutely not. It's way too personal. But I just wanted to put that out there to people that this is something that you live with forever. It's that impactful, even when it happens to you so long ago.
How long ago? How long? You said this happened to you. How long ago?
40 years. 40 years.
What did you do? Have you ever had any therapy or anything, or what?
No. I think I'm like a lot of women that I kind of was just too embarrassed. I'm a very introverted, modest person, and just even the thought of talking to somebody about it, I just couldn't do it. And, I've gone on with my life and done fine. And like I said, it's mostly suppressed, but just sometimes something can trigger it to where, it just comes flooding back for a while. So I think there are a lot of people out there like that. I hope that we have a new generation of kids and people that they will speak up. But that's not the way it used to be. Women were.
Do you want to? And if you don't want to, that's fine. But if you feel comfortable, if you want to share any details.
Yeah, I think I'll probably pass.
Okay.
Other than the fact that this is all about power.
Yes.
This is all about power, and it doesn't matter to me what age, because I was a young person and this person was not that much older than me at all, just a little bit.
Right.
So I really think that people are who they are, even as teenagers. And chances are Kavanaugh has done that to somebody else. It will be very interesting to see if somebody else comes out. But hey, if Dr. Ford is being harassed, do you really think that somebody is going to be willing to take that step? Very likely not. So it's going to be her word against his, and it's just about one person having power over another, and it just takes your self-esteem so far down into the basement, that it's hard to get back from that. But it really galls me that somebody like Kavanaugh, if he gets on, and let's hope not, that he would be among the people to take such power over women's rights. That's what he's been about all his life, is just controlling women.
Right. And manipulating them. Including, I feel for his wife and daughters, because they probably didn't know anything about this, but he knew. And he knew the risk. You know what you did, and you know the risk of that coming out, even if it's not true. Even if he never did it, he knew that rumor was out there, that something would come up, and he subjected his family to it. But the other thing I was saying, and I got to run, and I said this last night, I was quoting Maya Wiley on the 11th Hour. We can't find the quote, but the clip. I heard it. Rape is not about sex, people. It's about abuse of power. And someone who abuses power in high school is going to abuse it on the Supreme Court. He's going to abuse the rights to health care, voting rights, women's choice, the environment. He's going to abuse all of that and, in essence, rape the whole country. So he cannot be on the court. Absolutely not. Julie, I appreciate your courage coming forward. Julie, you first-time caller, too?
I called you about 6 months ago, so second time.
Did I take care of you? Did we give you what you deserve? Okay, good. I want to be sure. Okay. Thank you. And look, you be safe. Have a great day, and thank you for sharing your story. I appreciate your courage.
Sure. Thank you.
All right. Jacqueline Ayers of Planned Parenthood joins us now. Jacqueline and I talked last week at the Congressional Black Caucus. You heard that interview on Friday on our show. She's back with us again, and I know she's been listening. We appreciate her patience and her graciousness in terms of listening to those callers while she's been on hold. And first of all, Jacqueline, good morning to you. How are you?
Good morning, Mark. How are you? Thanks for having me on.
Well, thank you for joining us. I'm good. These have been some compelling stories that you've been listening to, and one of the reasons why you and your organization exist.
Yeah, I want to really thank your callers and thank Julie for her story. Unfortunately, for too many millions of women across America, Julie's story, Dr. Blasey Ford's story is all too familiar. I also think what you heard from Julie just now is that women in this country are outraged. They're ready to speak out. They're ready to call their senators. They're not going to be silenced, and they're going to take action. And at Planned Parenthood, we have been working to lift up the stories of people like Julie, particularly now as this nomination for the Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh is being rushed through the process.
What's your reaction to her demands, or for lack of a better word, her request, which I think is fair, that there be a full investigation before she's forced to appear before the Senate Judiciary Committee?
Yeah, we absolutely at Planned Parenthood, we understand that for those people who have experienced sexual assault, this can be really challenging, and she has shown immense bravery in being able to come forward. You heard Julie talk about some of the awful threats that have been given to Dr. Blasey Ford and her family.
Right.
And we know that this is not a court of law. The Supreme Court confirmations are before the Senate Judiciary Committee. This isn't a criminal proceeding. It's basically a job interview for one of the biggest job interviews you can have, a lifetime appointment to the highest court in the land. So this is up to the Senate Judiciary Committee to get it right. To make sure that they are actually hearing all information. And we support her call for an FBI investigation before this process moves forward. We think that these are credible and important allegations. It deserves the seriousness at which she has brought it forward, and they should treat her and her family with respect.
It's funny, Jack. I had a caller call yesterday, and this is not a humorous situation at all, but just something the caller said was funny. You know, words matter, the way we say certain words and put inflection on them. And like you just said, and I would normally say that this is important because it's a lifetime appointment. Caller said yesterday, Mark, is worse than lifetime. It's forever. And when you hear the word forever, That's just even more compelling than lifetime. So maybe we all need to start using the word forever, because that's really what it is. He will be on the court forever.
Right. This is the decisions that Kavanaugh is going to sit and be able to judge are going to impact us for generations. Forever is exactly right. He has a record proven over and over again in his career as a judge, during his confirmation hearings. He doesn't respect the women's right to control their own bodies, right. The right to access birth control, voting rights, our educational rights, healthcare, environment. There's too many things on the line here to rush this process.
Yeah. You are the National Director of Legislative Affairs. So, obviously, you are closely monitoring senators, how they may or may not vote. What's your sense? Now, and I may be wrong, and I don't want people to say this and relax. I'm predicting, Jacqueline, and I said this last night, I think he's going to have to withdraw. I just have that feeling. I think that this is an avalanche. I don't think it's going to stop. I even think Trump's statements on yesterday were not so unequivocally supportive. Trump actually said, the woman should come forward and we'll see what happens. Those were his words. I think that may have even caught him off guard. But having said that, tell us what your sense is, because that's going to determine whether he withdraws, where some of the senators are. Jeff Flake has been pretty stand-up. Susan Collins has tweeted in the past few hours about Christine Blasey Ford coming forward, and she supports that. But from where you sit in terms of any communications that have gone on between you or allies and some of these senators, where do you think things stand?
Well, at Planned Parenthood, we have been saying that this is a moment of truth for every member of the U.S. Senate. This is going to be a historical moment when women remember if senators stood with them or they stood against them. Mm-hmm. And really, the moment right now, how all senators handle this will speak volumes to the American people about the overall role of society, women's role in society to be treated equitably. We do believe that there are obviously members who are going to be critical votes, but this is going to be a moment when every single senator has to stop and ask themselves, will they listen to Dr. Christine Blasey Ford? Will they be treating her with respect? Will they slow this entire process down and make sure that these allegations are being fully investigated? It's really well past time for the Senate to halt this nomination process, right. But we know they should not be moving forward Monday with hearings with Kavanaugh and Dr. Christine Blasey Ford. In fact, they scheduled that Monday hearing even before it was confirmed that she could actually attend. Right, so I really think we're in this moment where our country's going to be looking back at this full Senate.
Yeah. And honestly, I think they that Monday gave even them some room, because I think there have been a lot of negotiations, and they're going to be more in the course of the week. They need some time to maybe even plan whatever graceful withdrawal they can come up with for him. I hope.
Yeah, I hope so. The other thing is that, history shouldn't repeat itself. We have been here before. We saw behavior before the Senate Judiciary Committee in 1991 with the Anita Hill hearings. And now we're living through it again, and the Senate Judiciary Committee at this moment seems to be doubling down. One important distinction from that 1991 Anita Hill hearings is that there was, in fact, an FBI investigation of those sexual harassment charges. This is a charge of sexual assault against a nominee in line for a forever appointment. And so the senators absolutely should be joining a call for an FBI investigation and really take these allegations seriously. Yeah. I think, the American people really deserve that in this moment.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you. So we will see what happens. The work that you're doing is very, very important. The work Planned Parenthood is standing. You just heard two callers describe experiences where they had to deal with this and even have abortions before Roe was even in play. We cannot go back to that, folks. Not to mention all the other ways in which Kavanaugh is a very, very dangerous individual. So we're going to stay on top of this. Jacqueline, I appreciate talking to you so soon after we talked last week. Most a lot of my guests give me a quota. They won't give me that much time with them, but I appreciate you because I want to keep you close at hand. You all are doing this, and we need to hear as much from you as possible. The listeners do. So please, let's stay in close touch over the next few days, if you don't mind, okay?
Yeah, I'd like that, Mark. I think, this is too important. There's too much at stake. We're asking everyone to make sure they're calling their senators to demand a halt to this nomination. We do not believe Kavanaugh could be confirmed. It's going to take everyone's voices, so we appreciate you and your listeners.
Folks, follow Jacqueline on Twitter, JACQ Ayers, AYERS, JACQ Ayers, AYERS. Keep up with everything, the latest. Contact your senators. Let them know. No, all of them, because it's before the whole Senate. It's gonna come to a vote at some point if he doesn't withdraw. But those who are not on the committee can influence those on the committee, who are on the committee, and say, nope, we can't have it. We just cannot do this. So let's continue to push forward. Jacqueline Ayers, our very special guest, Planned Parenthood and Planned Parenthood Action. Thank you, Jacqueline. Enjoy your day, okay?
Thank you.
All right, take care now. 866-99-SIRIUS. Tanya and Wesley have some stories. So this is what I'm going to do. We are streaming. We've got to leave the radio. I'm up against the clock. So what we're going to do, if I don't get kicked out of this room, and I shouldn't, that's rare, because a lot of people don't come right in at 9. It's kind of pressed and obnoxious anyway. I'm sitting in here, come banging on door at 9 o'clock. We're going to take their stories on our stream. So right now, switch from the radio to Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, Make It Plain, or Instagram, Minister with 2 T's. All right, go ahead and do that real quick. And then we're going to hear these stories. Minister with 2 T's on Instagram, on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Make it plain. Do it right now. Those of you on the radio, love you if all minds are clear. Join me on the streams, though, on social media. If all minds are clear, it has been made plain. Now, so this is what we're going to do now. We're going to take these calls. Tanya first in Texas. Tanya, God bless you. Good morning. Get woke and vote. Withdraw Kavanaugh. Get ready for impeachment. How are you this morning, Tanya?
I'm good. How are you, Mark?
I'm fine. You don't sound good.
Yeah, I am. It's kind of heavy listening to your show today.
I'm sorry, it's a morning show. Somebody once said he can't do a morning show because he's too heavy. But I can't help that. We got to talk. We got to talk about this stuff.
Right. Exactly. I was just going to say I have not been a victim, thank God, but my mother was a victim. And when I keep hearing this situation where they say that this woman is coming out too late and it's why is she coming out now, I just wanted to say that 50 years ago, this happened to my mom. She was forced to bear the child, no health care, and I didn't find out about the child. The child was taken care of by a cousin. So this person was in my life, and I didn't know this was my mom's child from a rape. She was raped by a classmate, and she's never told anybody. She's a successful person. She's still alive. She's a physician. She has not told anybody about this. Those of us in the family know, but she would probably never come forward. I've been asking her, tell me this person's name. I want to go on Facebook or classmates.com or somewhere to find out who this vile, reprehensible person is. And, she told me the name. I haven't been able to locate him, but I kind of want to go confront him and say, what kind of person are you? How have you lived your life and keep going? What's up? Well, who are you? But it's real. And lots of women, as you've heard today, will not come forward. And especially in that era, that wasn't a thing. You didn't come forward and talk about that. It just didn't happen.
America is baseball, hot dogs, apple pie,
right,
and rape. Okay? Because
yes,
you talk about your mother. So you're an African American?
Yes.
All of our great-great-grandmothers and grandmothers and great-grandmothers were raped.
Yep.
All of the Native American women were raped.
Yep.
We're done with it. No,
and it's a shameful,
he cannot be on the court.
Right, he can't. It's a shameful secret people live with. Everybody you talked to today has said, I pulled myself together. I did the debate. I pulled myself together. Women are doing this every day, even today. But back then especially, they pulled themselves together by their proverbial bootstraps and moved on with their lives in spite of this very consequential and horrible thing that happened to them. And we have to honor these women and honor their lives and their stories because this is real. This woman who has come forward to me is a heroine, and she should not be treated like trash and as if she should apologize for not coming forward all these years. I think she realized the consequence. She knew he was moving up the ladder on the federal bench. But when it got to be the Supreme Court, I think she just said enough is enough. He cannot continue to act as if this did not happen, not just to her, but also to him and what he did to her and who he really is. And we have to recognize that he has to have consequences for his behavior, even if it means he loses his job. Guess what? People lose jobs all the time. I think he should be impeached from the federal bench personally for the other lies that he told. But he definitely should not be appointed as
we haven't even gone there. He's on the Court of Appeals. He's not going to lose his job. He's good. We're just saying, you can't be on the Supreme Court. Now, yeah, he should be impeached for perjury. But whatever.
Yeah.
He don't need to be on the Supreme Court. He's doing all right.
Right.
Fool. And I feel so bad for those children. What are they gonna do with their father? What do you do with that? Stupid.
And then what about the whole thing where he brought the whole team, the basketball team, and he's
stupid.
A basketball dad? It's like, you know what? You can be that and a rapist too. Jeffrey Dahmer was somebody's son and a cannibal as well.
That's not funny. It's the way you said you can be that and a rapist too. Isn't that something?
Yes. Yes.
All right, Chai. Well, God bless your mother. Your mother still with you?
Yep.
She is?
Yep.
Give her my love.
Working hard every day.
Give her my love, okay? Bless her heart. Does she know you telling her business on the radio?
No, she doesn't. But like I told her, the truth will set you free. And I mean, I know I'm telling the story, but truth will set her free.
Yeah. All right.
It's a way to honor her, not to shame her. So, thanks, Mark.
Thank you. Enjoy your day.
You too.
Wesley's in Mississippi. Wesley, you got the last word this morning. Wesley, God bless you. Good morning. Get woke and vote. Withdraw Kavanaugh. Get ready for impeachment. How are you, Wesley?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm okay, doctor. Heavy morning. Heavy morning.
Yeah, I listen to you all the time. Yes, and I had a story to tell about one of my daughters. What happened with her?
Go. I'm listening.
Oh, okay. Well, see, she was like 14, and it was a family member that had a child by one of my sisters, and my daughter lived with me, but I worked, and when she get out from school, I just told her, always go in and lock the doors and let no one in. But since he was kind of related to the family, she let him in, and he sexually molested her at 14, and we didn't even find out about it like 10 years later.
Jesus Christ.
And her mother, one of her sisters saw the guy with her, and my sister was upset. So my sister was asking her why, and she told her, and that's how it got out. And my daughter's like 37 now, but her mother passed like last year, and we tried to get him fired from the job, but nothing ever happened, But she just didn't want to talk about it. Yeah. So it bothers me. Sometimes I try and forget it, but when I hear the radio, when I hear things on the radio, it just brings it right back, to the surface.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Well, God bless you. Where's your daughter now?
She's here now. And
how's she doing? Did she get any help or therapy or anything?
No, she didn't. And she's working hard and everything, but I can still see things in her, that are different, but I just pray for her, and that's all I do, because she wouldn't do she wouldn't do anything back then.
Yeah, I know it hurts you to see her that way too.
Oh yes, yes.
Oh boy.
And her mother passed like a year ago, and she tried to just do all she could do, but my daughter just wouldn't. Where I understand he had threatened her.
Mm-hmm. Where is he now?
He's here right now in the same city she's in. Same city.
How do you overcome the temptation not to do something to him?
Well, I called him as soon as my other daughter told me. I called him, and the things he told me, because I was questioning him so fast, some of the things that my daughter told me had to be true, because some of the things she said that he told her, and some of the things about his body she told her sister, and so we knew it was him,
And you called him, and what happened?
Well, I just told him. I really went off, and I told him, I was at that time I was angry though, but I told him if I ever saw him again, I would, do something to him. But then I have like 10 other brothers and sisters, and I told them about it. It seemed like they were more reserved, more on his side or something for some reason. I guess they didn't want that to get out, But he still lives right here, right now. And every time if I see him, if he's with somebody, I'll tell them what he did,
What do you mean if he's with somebody? If he's with a woman?
Yeah.
Really?
I let them know, don't let their daughters be left alone with him,
Wow. And what is people's reaction when you say that, when you tell them that?
They just be silent, And I don't stay around him, at the time when I do it. Just I say that and then I move on, And one of my daughters is just like that too, She'll confront him, but I don't know what could ever happen to him. But she was 14 at the time, and she's 37, so all those years have passed. And I don't know what you can do with someone like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm glad I got to tell you, because I kind of was forgetting about it because of the way she was. And then when I was hearing everybody on the radio, I'm like, it hit me, and I was almost crying to think about, some of the things people were saying. And then I'm like, wow, that happened right to my daughter,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't know.
And her mother, her mother's gone now. You said that was.
Yeah, she passed last year, and she was doing the same thing, trying to get something done. But it was so many years that passed, and didn't anything happen.
Well, God bless your daughter's mother. And was that your wife?
Well, we were married, but when we got separated, this daughter stayed with me.
I got you. I understand.
Yeah.
Well, God bless her, and God bless your daughter too, man. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Mark.
All right. Make the most out of your day.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, man. Appreciate everyone's courage and openness and sharing.
That's true.
I do, and I hope it is of benefit to those who are listening. Not for my benefit. We're not doing this to get, ratings or listeners or anything. This is for those who already listen and who need to hear things. To let them know they're not alone. We all need to know that we're not alone in our struggles in the world. We can't allow ourselves to become isolated in that way. We think, I'm the only one going through this, and then that makes you depressed. Almost makes you want to kill yourself. So, All right, folks, make the most out of your day. We will do this again tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Watch this space. If you listen on the radio, Sirius XM Progress 127. If all minds are clear, it has been made plain.